Okay guys, so got called out to this Greenstar 30 SI boiler for a return manifold leaking, but on arrival found quite a few things here. The cover was removed previously and was put there. The boiler was isolated from the fuse spur just up there. It's got a condensate pump here that is full, and it's got a massive bucket under it, as you can see, and that's full as well. So quite a lot's been happening, I believe. So what I did is I wanted to check the boiler to make sure it's working before I touched it. Obviously the cover was missing, that's not ideal, somebody's been playing about with it. And customer did confirm that they called someone else previously who's had a look and then told them, now yeah, it's the return manifold, but they don't have time to do it. So they've isolated the boiler up there and left. So when I put that fuse back in, none of the lights came up on the boiler. That's the front panel. None of the lights appeared. So I thought, okay, hold on, what's going on? The condensate pump was making a few noises, but it wasn't turning on. It's as if it's stuck. It's making these humming noises, and it's full as well. So the condensate pump's faulty. So I initially thought that the reason boiler isn't working because this condensate pump that's full and is overflowing, and that's basically not allowing any power to go to the boiler, because sometimes people wire it up like that. That's not the case. So the condensate pump is wired standalone. It's not working in conjunction with the boiler. So then next step was to check to see if there was power coming to the boiler, which it does. So the power was coming to the boiler, the 230 volts coming to the boiler. I'll just try to remove this cover with one hand if possible. Sometimes it does get a bit tricky. Okay, bear with us a second. Okay, it's coming out. Let's see, let's just put this cover on the side. So what I checked using my multimeter, once I've replaced that fuse, because that was a 13 amp fuse as well, so I put a 3 amp fuse in there. Check the incoming voltage. Sorry, it's a bit dark, I'm in the basement. Between live and neutral, so I had 230 volts. Then I checked between the live supply that's going to the receiver for the programmer, between neutral, and there was no power going to the receiver. So the board is actually not giving any voltage out, although it's receiving voltage, and none of the lights were on. So straight away I checked the fuse, which is just there, and it was one of these fuses. So I checked it for continuity, and that fuse was blown. So I put the second fuse in. I put the fuse in, put the main fuse back in. Fan came on literally for a second, and then it blew the second fuse as well. I looked at the condition of the pump and I thought, could well be that the pump's faulty. So I pulled the plug off the pump and then put the third fuse in. Now this time round, when I reinstated the supply again, it held and the boiler went through the whole sequence, which clearly told us that the pump, this existing pump, there is something wrong with that. So what I did then is I checked the continuity just on there, on the plug itself, on the pump. So that's the earth pin, so that should be continuous to the body, obviously. So check that, confirmed it, that is the case. Now one of these is live and one is neutral. Either one, it doesn't matter which one is live and which one is neutral, but none of those two, live or neutral, should be continuous to the body of the pump. If it is, that's telling us there's something wrong with the winding, the water's gone inside, and now we have a short circuit scenario, hence why it was blowing the fuse here. So I checked that using my multimeter, and I'll try to do it once more using one hand. So my multimeter is set to continuity setting, which means that if we touch these two probes, we have a bleep, okay? Or beep, I should say. So let's see if we can check the earth pin first. So that's the top with the body continuous, that's how it should be. Let's check the next one. Yep, nothing there, that's how it should be. And that should be the same result, but so as you can see, there's a short circuit scenario here. Okay guys, so we've got the pump and the return manifold out. The pump's just sat there. The manifold is just here. And that's the new manifold, new adapter, new PRV, and the kit that comes with the manifold. So we're just going to be swapping everything. So the bypass needs to be obviously inserted into the new one. The bottom union needs to be transferred over, and the flow adapter, although it'll be a new flow adapter. But we were supposed to take the flow restrictor out and transfer it into the new flow adapter. But guess what? It seems like somebody's changed this flow adapter at some stage, because it doesn't look too old. It came out in one piece. Normally it comes out in a few pieces. But it seems like whoever's changed it, they did not transfer the flow restrictor. So now I'm going to have to get another flow restrictor and put it in. Bloody hell guys, do your job right for goodness sake. Okay, so boiler's back on. Return manifold and the pump's chained, and I should have had a closer look around where somebody previously chained the flow adapter, and they decided these things that came out of the old flow adapter were not necessary and just chucked them away. And I have to buy some more. That's another one saved. I just need to find some screws for the cover, and that's all done. The fan's slightly noisy on it, and the condensate pump is on its way out as well. It's just making silly noises, so I think we'll have to return back to chain that with them. But thanks for watching. If you have any questions, do let me know. Thank you, bye.